I couldn't hear you, Mr. Victor. Could you repeat?
I said that we are a couple of PhDs, me and my wife, and we're watching a show and also handling a kid simultaneously. And imagine the peer pressure on this poor child. She's just born, newborn, and she understands that both her parents are PhDs, and that is the standard she has to live up to probably.
I'm impressed by your dedication to comedy, and I'm also thankful, and I hope like being brought up in so much education, like I'm expecting the child to probably finish their own PhD by like 8 or 11 years old. But I'll request you to stay on mute, sir, because the
Yeah.
noise will keep coming, and I'm thankful that you guys are here, and thanks to everyone who's here, Dr. Priya, Dr. Anuma. And thank you so much for speaking to us, Shailesh. I'll move on with the show. Now that we have everybody here as well, we have 60 participants, which is way more than I was expecting, because my own, like I'm an engineering graduate, and that's all I did, because I saw myself in the mirror and realized research and academics is not for me, because it requires a lot of dedication, patience, and also what do you say, lack of intent for having fun in life. Like how do you decide that, okay, I do not want my life to be fun or pleasurable, I want to give up everything for humanity and for academics. So like I'm glad that you all managed it. And because like they're so, especially in today's terms, like people who did their PhDs around 20 years ago, I'd still say it was easier then. But right now it's far harder, one, because of so many distractions. Like if Netflix existed 20 years ago, most of our mentors would not have finished. And yes, like those who don't have background noise, I'd really appreciate if you can just unmute yourself, because your laughter reminds me that, okay, I'm still doing a good job. It's not like, I'm sure you guys have faced this, like when your mentor doesn't tell you for 4 months that you're going wrong.
That's true. That's true.
I don't want that moment in my life at the end of the show. But I'm just glad that we are doing this. And as I said, I did my engineering, and I used to have some professors under whom I was working who had their PhDs, dedicated their lives, and I saw that these guys have sort of, like, it was impossible to convince them to do something fun, not because they didn't want to, but they were like, no, we have just given up. Like no binge drinking because our back hurts.
Yeah.
And I had my first backache now. I think like people say your first drink is special or your first cigarette is special, but I think your first backache is far more special,
True.
because it gives you a reality check or where you're going. But I also have almost Dr. Amrita Bansal. She doesn't allow me to call her doctor, because even though she finished her PhD 1 year ago, her formal degree hasn't come home. So she wants to be ethical that way, which is why I've renamed her, and I'm going to give the spotlight to her so that she can go into the basics of why it is a PhD. Over. So please put your hands together
Yes.
and welcome to the spotlight, Dr. Amrita.
Yes.
All right. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for tuning in. And this feels like a defense itself, because this is my first time doing this. And I have like 59 people watching me at the same time and dissecting everything that I'm going to do today. So just wish me luck. All right.
Open defense.
Sorry.
I said it's an open defense.
Yes. That's really only.
Where are you right now?
Both of us are in Bombay.
In Bombay. Yes. So, okay, so let's start the show. So, you know that the word doctor originated from the Latin word docere, which means to teach, you know. So, hence, later on, doctor in Latin meant teacher, right? So, whoever tells us that, that we are not the real doctors, we are the real doctors. And that's for sure I used to think before doing the PhD. Okay. After going through the process, I think PhD is nothing but just a placebo for knowledge and education. So that's what PhD for me is right now. Bibliography and references, we spend a lot of time building those. So bibliography is just reference of the reference. you know. And references are like, constant, admission of the fact that your thesis is mostly a new amalgamation of existing work. Okay, it's nothing new that you're. So it's basically putting a fries topping on pizza, or just like using beer as a mixer for whiskey. So it's just like that. All right. Uh, and then we also spend a lot of time doing literature review, right? But literature review, like, it is just the first 2 pages of Google Scholar, right? And if your work is mentioned on the 3rd page, then you don't deserve to be here. All right. So it's just the first 2 pages. Yes. Then, yeah, it's Priya. Yeah, thanks. Then there's this beautiful thing that we draw, that is theoretical framework. We spend a lot of days investing in that. So theoretical framework is just like, we are admitting to the fact that no one is going to read my literature review. So let me draw a picture so that you understand, because we all know that a picture is worth 10,000 words. So that's what our framework is. And then there is this, we all know that we have these 2 methodologies, quantitative and qualitative, right? And I think that because there were fewer reasons in the world for divide and hatred, hence academicians thought that why not bring a new divide that is between these 2 methodologies, that is qualitative and quantitative. So yeah. So I think these are the definitions that I go by after going through the process of PhD. Yes. Over to you, guys.
Thank you so much, Amrita, for helping me understand what it really is. Because I've always wondered how and like what makes people decide. And like our relatives might confuse us to be Wikipedia, who can teach their 8-year-old child Newton's law, even if you did a PhD in marketing. And it's very hard to explain to them that this is different. Like some relatives with Alzheimer's even may ask you to prescribe hallucinogenic drugs. And that's because you were doing those hallucinogenic drugs because when you decided that I can do a PhD in 5 or 6 years. And what I have observed is that you think that PhD will be extended college life, but you end up living it like your retirement in middle age. But what I do know is that PhD is like an irreversible boundary of a black hole called academics. Once you enter, there is no going back. And for the rest of the world, you are lost. But you have to sound intelligent and heavy, even when you're talking about loose motions. Like, remember that Dr. Shashi Tharoor is a PhD.
Oh, great.
And if you can't talk like him, you can be Dr. Manmohan Singh. You start sciences and research as a pure person, wanting to help humanity, wanting to make the world a better place. And then you reach a point where you flip into a person who just wants this to be over. So they can pass on the horror and torture the other wannabe academicians with rosy dreams and unrealistic ideas about what PhD really is. In fact, there are some subjects where PhD has become a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. Where the only reason people are doing PhD is so that they can be the next academicians to teach other students to do the same course. But if any of you is doing PhD, to look at it as an excuse to, sort of delay the pressure from your parents to get married, then I think it's a bad idea, because some of your peers will get married during your PhD as well. And it gets worse when your faculty and mentor starts pimping for you. I think far too many people can relate to this. Is there anyone who has been sort of pushed by their mentors, or is there anyone who met because their mentor asked them to get married?
It's always anti-pimping.
It's always anti-pimping because, if they get married, then they'll have less time to dedicate to it.
Yeah.
Ashish sir, are you by any chance ensuring that your mentees don't get married?
My mentor was not married.
Oh, that, I think that is where true nirvana is, which is something even Buddhism hasn't achieved. But you may think that PhD is like delaying your marriage, but what it's actually doing is just reducing your chances exponentially with every research paper you publish. At the start of the PhD, you may imagine a utopian world, and at the end of it, you defend dystopia. But in reality, you've just seen it all. But there's very interesting relationship with mentor, which I have observed. Like I had a TA who was actually doing PhD, and I felt that person was just in the middle, and I saw his relationship with his mentor, which I could probably note down. It is like, imagine it to be a sub-religion where your mentor is your god and you are a disciple. And if your mentor says that Newton was wrong, means he was wrong. And you have to agree that you don't feel any gravity till your thesis has been passed, with modification, of course. And you need to question everything. Like as a research scholar, you need to question everything except your mentor.
Yeah.
If your mentor says bringing him coffee is a part of your research, then it is a part of your research. If your mentor says cleaning his car is a part of your research, it is a part of your research. And if your mentor says having an affair with him is a part of your research, then find a new mentor. Then find a new mentor, because he's going to lose his position anyways after when you tweet about this. Now you may feel that the mentor and the mentee bond is very close because you're going to spend 5 years at least with that person. But the truth is that the canteen guy will have more emotions for you than your mentor.
Exactly.
Like the only thing you have to look forward to every day is a new tantrum from your mentor. And I promise you, you can maybe win a case against the government in the court of law, but you can never win against your mentor. And it does not matter how much evidence you have. I feel like the only, like, even if Salman Khan did a PhD, even then he could have not won.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who has won every case.
Good one.
And also remember, like, you may get emails and you may have written proof of conversations with your mentor, but he writes his email with pencils. He can erase and change what he said whenever he wants. And the only time your mentor is an equivalent of Stephen Hawking is when you need him to walk to somewhere. Or when you're on a phone call with him and you expect him to speak clearly. But I'm going to hand it over back to Amrita. Amrita, please take the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kar. So let's talk about like our journey through the PhD, right?
Hey,
So-
Amrita, can you tell me what subject you're in and where you can pursue your PhD?
Oh, yes. So I did my PhD in marketing communications and I did it from MICA Ahmedabad. And I have a lot of my batchmates on the call right now as well. So, yes,
Okay.
so hi to them as well. Okay. So when we are doing PhD, so there's this dilemma because you cannot be friends with the, undergrad or postgrad students because you are the one grading their answer sheets. And also you cannot be friends with your professors because they are the one who are judging you constantly, right?
Yeah.
So PhD makes sure that you're going to die alone. So that's what it does. And also, you are expected to have at least 4 midlife crises while doing your PhD. And I think this is the 5th one for me because I'm doing this comedy show. So yeah, I'm winning somewhere at least. So yeah. And also, you will find yourself telling sorry. So, you will find yourself telling your fellow PhD scholars about how overly pretentious your mentors and other senior academicians are about certain hypotheses that may or may not have a real world implications. How questionable their plagiarism ethics are, how rudimentary possibilities are ignored to magnify their inner needs of grandiose personas. So they can use heavy words to sound important while they are saying something banal. And it takes you a minute or two after finishing that you are doing exactly the same. Okay. So we are like such an nincompoops we are. All right. So if you don't know what nincompoops are, please Google it because I had to. All right. So, the best time during our PhD is when we talk to our batchmates and, we are so high doing those talks, like really high on our intellect. And there's this one statement that we make, like, let's do a paper together. All right. So it is equivalent, like in Indian context, it's equivalent to like, chal Goa ka plan banate. Okay. If like people who are not from India, it's equivalent of making a plan. Okay, let's go to Coachella this spring break. All right. So that's what it is. I've also promised these 4 papers with a lot of people who are there in the audience as well. Until now, I haven't written a word over there. All right. So back to you, Garv. Okay.
You are muted, Gaurav.
This is what I love because we feel we are in our own world. I kept talking and then somebody had to tell me to come back to reality. And I wish a lot of PhDs were given that reality check in the beginning. And
We wish that too.
I'm loved that Jessica definitely left a comment that even laughter needs a reference here, and I hope everybody has at least had PhD experience and nobody has come thinking that okay, it may be about a show about PhD, but I'll still attend because trust me, you're going to lose out a lot on your time. And I also love how Kamran has written a long comment which is longer than anything I've written in my exams ever. and that's in a comedy show, sir. I have massive respect on the abilities and capacity of you to write because I have never even exceeded the word character limit in a tweet.
Karman is my batchmate.
Oh, amazing.
No, those who have written their PhD thesis, they can write this.
Yes, of course. Like you write words in bulk. It's like I know a lot of PhD scholars who have written more words than the number of breaths I've taken in 28 years. or they've read more research papers than the number of blood cells in my body. But I did know a PhD who was into fictional characters so much that he thought that after doing his PhD, his life would probably be like Dr. Charles Xavier or Dr. Banner, who was the Hulk. But the only similarity that came into his real life was that eventually, if you remember, Dr. Hulk or Dr. Banner was working in a poor country in India helping Indians, whereas some Iron Man became a billionaire. And that's exactly what happens to the bank balance of anyone who's doing PhDs.
Yeah.
But I think the only parallel I could draw with a fictional character and our mentors is something called Dementors. Because they suck the soul out of you.
Yeah.
Totally.
But if you ever look at all the richest people in the world, you'll notice they're from diverse backgrounds. Someone is a MBA, someone has no formal education, someone has family businesses, but not a single one of them has a PhD. It's like life gives you a choice. You can either print money or your thesis. And we know what you guys chose. And imagine the impact of PhD. There was one guy, he quit his PhD in 2 days. And you know what? And now we would think that he would obviously not have made anything in his life, right? But his name is Elon Musk.
Fuck.
So imagine now you think if you had quit on your second day. you would have 5 years and $134 billion.
How do I go back to the second day now?
I would say that we need a PhD to build a time machine, but oh wait. Hi, Dr. Kshitij, how's astrophysics going? When do we see a time machine from you? Dr. Kshitij is like,
I
no.
just
dude.
watched Tenet. I just watched Tenet.
Oh, I don't know if it has a time machine, but I do know that I am expecting at least 3 papers on time machine from you. But okay, what is it like? What was your age, if I may ask, when you guys finished your PhD? Anyone? Or Dr. Riddhi, Dr. Ashish, Dr. Deepak, anyone?
28.
28. Deepak ji? You're on mute. Huh.
31.
31. That's nice. Dr. Navya?
Not
You
a
still
doctor.
Yet. Okay. Okay. When do you expect? When do you expect? Okay, if it's rude, I'll not ask it. But
No, that's fine. I plan to submit next year. So
so what?
And
What do you think? Like, what do you think is the minimum age, or who's the youngest PhD you guys know?
Sheldon Cooper.
Real one.
yeah. With 2 PhDs. Yeah.
What do you think is the youngest age? Like people can finish by 26, 25, 20?
I think
don't know.
21.
Yeah.
I think that was
Prodigy.
Shashi. I think he got his PhD at a very young age.
Interesting.
As far as I know.
And he had to grow for so many years to sort of look hot for women. Imagine it was easier for him to finish a PhD than to be an attractive male. But I'll tell you the real truth, that the youngest PhD was 13 years old when he finished.
What?
Yup.
On
And that's like someone from China, and that's not my problem with it. My problem is, how do you have your teenage problems after your PhD? Like, doesn't it feel weird to do differential calculus whole day and then go for trick or treat in the evening? How do you fuss over a girl or a guy who doesn't like you back after you have a PhD?
Yeah.
And how do you mentor people who have salt and pepper hair while you don't have a mustache or pubes? Like, how do your parents react when they finally feel satisfied that now they've completed their studies, but they can't push you for marriage because you're not of legal age yet?
Child marriage.
Yeah. How do you get your, like, how does it work? Like, how do you get a PhD without getting your first pimple? He was 13 when he did it. Like, when you visit your colleagues in college, wherever you're teaching, do you chat with your colleagues or do you play with their children? If you have a PhD when you're 13, like, if you finish your PhD by 13, I would expect you to solve climate change by 40 and talk to aliens by your 50. Like, that is I will be surprised. I will be surprised if that person becomes an alcoholic, but I'll not be surprised if he solves climate change. And like, if you want, I'll show you the image of that person, if that's okay. He wrote his first book when he was 3 years old. Published a book when he was 3 years old. I did not know how to hold a pencil when I was 3. So yeah, like, if you feel that okay, you finished your PhD before 30, it was a great achievement, remember this guy. Because as a PhD, you will always have something to make to feel worse about. And if this was not enough, there is something like, something that makes you guys even feel worse, and it's called honorary doctorates. Do you guys know anyone like that? Like, the way medical doctors treat PhDs treat honorary doctorates. Because these guys didn't earn it. And if you had to feel worse,
Department of Telecommunication.
okay,
It has to complete.
Jaspreet, can I mute you? There's background noise.
मैंने रातों रात बैठ के presentation बनाई.
I know. Look at the pain that's coming out. मैंने रातों रात बैठ के presentation बनाई. That's the pain. That's the everyday pain. But I really feel terrible for academicians because imagine like all of you spent 5 years, 6 years, did all those research papers so many times, did so many literature reviews. And Shilpa Shetty has a PhD for promoting cultural diversity. If that doesn't make you feel worse, Gurmeet Ramnath Singh has a PhD from World Records University. Like even the name of the university doesn't sound legit. I'm like, even Geo University is more believable.
What's the university?
Those are millions.
And I think all of you would know the Prime Minister of India, Dr. Narendra Modi, and I say doctor because he has been offered a PhD twice, which he declined. And I'm like, imagine instead of you guys making your thesis, if you guys had encouraged mass murder and gotten a PhD for that. I don't know if it was easier or harder, but because I have done neither of the two. But imagine even Akshay Kumar has a PhD. And there is a person whose name is Mehul Choksi. And his subject of thesis was Narendra Modi. And the worst part is someone wrote to Noam Chomsky and asked him if you guys were related. And Noam Chomsky threatened to commit suicide if you compared him to Mehul Choksi. But we all know, like, okay, and if this was not enough, I'll make it worse for everyone. Kanye West has an honorary PhD. Like, please unmute yourself. I want to see and hear the disappointment.
Oh God.
Kanye fucking West, who names his child as Northwest and Chicago West, gets to be a doctor.
Oh God.
PhD in directions.
PhD in controversy. Like, and obviously we know that medical doctors just save us from heart attacks, but it's you guys who save us from real problems. Like, like if there was a meteorite attack or if there was an asteroid coming towards the Earth, I'm sure the astrophysics guys would save us, right? Like, why do you think the dinosaurs are extinct? Because none of them had a PhD in astrophysics.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's hard being an academic in India because to get recognition or even a Bharat Ratna, Amartya Sen had to first get a Nobel Prize. Like we'd recognize him after the world recognizes you. But I'm pretty sure Amrita has a presentation to share. I'll not tell you what the presentation contains. So over to you, Dr. Amrita.
Yeah. So I thought like this show would be like incomplete if there is no PowerPoint presentation in the show, right? But yes, all of you are correct. So I'm just adding fuel to it, but I hope so that you find it a bit different that we normally do in the classes. All right.
ये भी रात भर जग के बने हैं?
Actually, that's true. So yes. So I just want to know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
It's blank right now, right? That's what I feel like most of the times.
Like my life.
All right. So I'll go through a slideshow, so Abhi, I will make you to read few things. So just read it, okay? But don't worry, they are not paragraphs. Okay. All right. So this is the first one. So it's like, papers against your thesis. It's just like our thesis, right? So you can choose to ignore them according to your convenience. So that's what it is. All right. So even my doctor's prescription for a slip disc said the same thing. That we all have this. All of us have this, like a long
This is
list
the
of.
chronic pain of our life, actually.
Yes. I just thought that I should rub it on everyone's face. So let me show it. So yeah. It's risky. This is actually risky, because if we actually do a combat, we might kill our mentors or other reviewers who gave us major comments on our papers. So
Has anyone got a revision not up to the mark?
At least once.
at least once. You can't be you can't do a whole career and without having that 1 mark on you. I would probably draw 50 also for this, not just 25. This is the only choice where I get both, but I don't want any one of it. So these are the choices. Yeah, this is my favorite one. Means I don't get responses even if it's booty call.
Oh, God.
And the PhD term for booty call is never mind. So yeah, that's lonely. I am. Yeah. All right, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
If it was a shitty rap song, people would have paid me for that. Okay, but I have to pay because I have done so much of hard work. Just see the balance of the universe. All right. Yes, this one.
You know what would be better? Just make a rap version of the thesis and release it. Then people will pay, I guess.
I tell you, there is a person who actually rapped the whole thesis. He did his defense by rapping.
Oh.
Yes. So yeah. So when I see this, sometimes I do feel that my mentor is actually Jon Snow. And only those people will get that reference because while doing their PhD, they had time to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one. Maybe not at the end of the PhD, but postdocs especially looks like this. People who are doing their postdoc. They are the one in the second picture. So yeah. All right. And I think next is the last one. So, I think we should not worry about the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I'm doing the PhD because, only 3 people are going to read our PhD. It's me, my mentor, and maybe 300 years in the future, some guy who's eating bhelpuri on my PhD. So yeah, that's the only 3 people who are going to read. Yes. Over to you, Gar.
Awesome. I'm just amazed by the fact that the moment PPT started, everybody was searching to see the number of slides. It's like that is noticed before the title of the presentation as well.
That's instinct.
That's instinct. I'm just glad. But I'll tell you some random jokes about PhDs which I observed, which is that the only reason substance abuse is not considered a part of PhDs is because luckily engineering graduates have taken the credit for it. And the thing is that people may get to know that PhD scholars also do substance abuse, they also get drunk, they also smoke up. But the truth is they don't have friends who will probably propagate this.
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to find out about an alcoholic if he stays alone. You know what's common between a manual scavenger and a PhD?
Everything.
Nobody else was willing to do it.
I really wonder why we choose to do PhD.
No, but it's like you may, like as a PhD, you can probably find the answer to everything, how the universe started, to any damn question in the universe, but not why you did PhD.
Yeah.
But you know, after finishing your project, irrespective of whether you use doctor before your name or not, you will still be tagged in the Nakli Doctor memes.
Yeah.
That too by people who write CA before their Facebook name. But you know that undergraduates and postgraduates have semesters or trimesters because unlike your thesis, their course has some structure. Do you know why governments made 4-year or 5-year plans so that governments changed and people get re-elected? They just made it to ensure that PhD scholars finish. So that they can tell them that even the government has changed, your thesis subject has not.
Yeah.
But you know, using unnecessary heavy words in Hindi is called cricket commentary. In English, we call it academics. But if any one of you, especially who's unmarried, if you ever find a really caring PhD scholar, you know, who's helpful, who's good looking, assume they are married. Because you should know what your fate holds for you, and it's not happiness. Also remember that the spouse of that person doesn't think the same of their partner. And also remember that research papers are to professors what cars are to Punjabi singers and rappers. Just a symbol to show off.
Yeah.
Like, तू जानता है मेरा बाप कौन है is replaced by तू जानता है मेरा reference कितना लंबा है. And gold chains of rappers are replaced by big bibliographies of professors. That's it.
Yeah.
Rest is just fluff. But you know, some mean person once said, "Those who can't teach." But you know, then I saw my professor and I realized he was wrong because my professor could not even teach. But do you know what do you call a professor who cannot teach and also cannot do research?
What?
HOD. HOD.
That's so true. That's so true.
Exactly. Oh God.
I wanted to say Dean, but I thought HOD is more on point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, what is the happiest day in the life of a PhD? It's not when they get their thesis or their doctorate.
Conference and
one
free
day before
tea.
joining the PhD.
Yeah, one day before you start PhD. That is the happiest day of your life. Cherish it. It's a downward spiral from there. Okay, I'll tell you a very cliche joke. Two PhDs walked into a bar.
I'm already laughing. That in itself is the joke.
Is this the end of the joke? Yeah.
Yeah, they never get time to walk into a bar. Like the closest they get to alcohol at times is it's in the lab in methanol in bottles. But I do know that if I was working for the government on a top secret mission and I had to hide the most important missile and nuclear bomb plans of our country, I would hide it in a thesis of a PhD scholar.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever read it.
Good plan.
But what is the difference between a tunnel and a thesis?
Tunnel is an end.
Tunnel has a light at the end of it. But like a lot of medical doctors complain that people go to other doctors for second opinion. But luckily, PhDs don't have that problem because nobody takes their opinion. When a PhD scholar tells another PhD scholar that if I could do it, you can too. It is both motivation and self-deprecation at the same time. That if I could manage it, you can. But undergrad students look at PhDs the same way I look at Donald Trump. Why? Why are you doing this?
No, by the way, Donald Trump has 5 honorary doctorates.
What?
And not even 1 ounce of common sense.
That's good.
But
Can we buy PhD? Is that possible?
yes,
Be a politician.
No,
Yeah,
you can encourage mass murder. Even if you could buy PhDs, how would PhD scholars find the money to do it?
Yeah, exactly. It's easier to slog for 5 years.
Yeah, for a lot of scholars, the stipend is below the minimum wage or the below poverty line of that country.
Time.
And how to find a life partner as a PhD? I have a very simple hack. If you find a person who is willing to read 10% of your thesis, proofreads it, even when they don't have to.
Yeah.
Marry that
Marry
person.
them. Yes.
Even if they're not your sexual preference, marry them.
Clear.
Yes.
And if they're good enough to proofread your entire thesis, then you should offer them your entire inheritance, sacrifice 5 animals for them, and probably cut a limb for them and give it to them. And also donate your kidney in advance for whenever they will need it.
Oh, such a person doesn't exist.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
why you're
you
saying
need-
all this.
And if that person by any chance starts to exist, that person deserves all of this.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong here in this particular point. It's like I think most academicians get into academics so they can. Okay, someone has background noise. I'll find you and I'll mute you. I feel like
Just-
I think that is the maximum powerful I've ever felt. These Zoom calls, admin rights are they are far better than any political position I can ever hold. like you as a politician.
No, but
you
you're
cannot-
already doing comedy. You're already doing comedy.
Exactly. Acha, वैसे fun fact about my life in my undergrad, like that's how my comedy career started. In my 3rd year in engineering, I contested in college elections, and that's when I realized what I'm doing is actually comedy. All I have to do is just accept. I am not making this up. This is the actual story of my life. You can check on my LinkedIn if you want.
Jensek Jindabad.
Are Bitsians, of course. There is one person from my college IRL. But yes. But on that note, what I'm going to do is I have a few jokes on thesis and research, but I'm going to do them after Dr. Amrita talks about finances with PhDs. So over to you, Dr. Amrita.
I think this is the only platform where like finances and PhD will come together for us. So, we get this one thing called stipend. Okay, so which is like a prasad, you know, because we worship our God, right? And your stipend will definitely make you a communist. That's the whole scheme. All right. And to compensate for a low stipend, they ensure that you don't have time to spend even that much.
Yeah.
So we get this illusion after 4 months कि वो मेरा 4 महीने का stipend इसलिए इकट्ठा हो गया. So it's that. And also, you will spend more than your net worth on printing and photocopy.
Hmm.
Means there are education loans. I don't know why there are not any loans for this. Means we are ignored by everyone and every other industry. And the printout budget for our defense is sometimes more than the defense budget of some countries. So I would say like people who are just starting their PhD, spend wisely. Okay. And if you think that the mess food will help you to save some money, all right, this is also another illusion. First of all, you will never finish the work before it closes.
Yeah.
Okay? So better start conserving like instant noodles. Or I think the better option is to start a vegetable garden in your room itself. Anyways, you're going to be there for 5 years. So I think it's a good investment. All right. So yeah, these are the only few jokes that I could find on finances. That tells the story. Okay, over to you, Karv. You are on mute.
Still muted.
This is again like if I had that much attention to detail, I'd probably do a PhD. But which is why I feel that the thesis is a magical book. It's more magical than any of the books in Harry Potter. And you know what they say about thesis, right? A done thesis is a good thesis. You know what is a
Don't worry,
bad
Gav. We will find you. We will unmute you.
But you know what's a bad thesis? The thesis of a person you don't like, or the thesis of a person who quit midway. But has anyone here been to Egypt? Anyone has been to Egypt? I'll tell you something, that an Egyptian mummy has more chances of being touched than your thesis. Like, I don't know if there's a university called JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, and that university is building, a new infrastructure, which is the most eco-friendly building in the world, because it is being made out of the thesis of current students. They are being used as bricks. And the reason I say current students is because those guys are doing their postdoc so that they can build another floor. But remember that in all your presentations, you will be asked pseudo questions. Do you know what a pseudo question is? It's like when someone in the audience wants to do a theoretical show off.
Yeah.
They'll tell you 6 long paragraphs related to the subject so that they can show the fake knowledge that they have knowledge about the subject as well. And then they will conclude with a question almost not relevant to your presentation. Something like they'll go on for 60 words, 4 paragraphs, and then say, so I just want to ask, can you increase the font of this text?
True story.
And you remember the most important question in your defense day when they say, so what? You know, that so what is asked to check if you have convinced yourself with the lie or not. You know, it's called research because someone has already searched it before and there's nothing new in it. But you know, the reason the world isn't going anywhere is because we are not searching for answers, we are researching for papers. And I'll also tell you, like, I've seen a religious fanatic or a political party fan come back to their senses. But I've never seen a PhD come out of their delusion. That what they're doing is going to really impact the world. But do you guys know, like, do you think that PhD, like, was it easier to research before the internet or after? What do you guys think? Or PhD was easier 20 years ago, or is it harder, or is it easier now?
I think it was easier earlier. Because earlier you had an excuse that, oh, I could not find this article, so I am not able to work on it.
That's very true. Because imagine you could publish an exact copy of someone else's thesis because your professor is wrong. Because somebody is going to travel 4 countries and check the library of one university that whether this has been done.
Exactly.
Like you could take a thesis in German, translate it to English, and get a PhD on the same thing.
That actually happened. Someone
Do an Anu Malik.
copied a thesis from Israel.
Oh, amazing. Oh, I thought only Bollywood was copying their anthems. But I did not know this could be done in thesis as well. But do you guys know that the difference between sadness and PhD is the same as the difference between bibliography and references? Nobody knows the difference.
Just got me.
But I think obviously like we have a lot of people from international audiences, and I'm sorry, there were about 6 jokes that had Indian references. We tried converting them to an international one, but we weren't able to. But I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the show. And Amrita, like, would you like to add anything, or do we bring this to an end and open the floor for any questions or any theoretical discussions, which we are absolutely not interested in?
I just want to say like just one thing. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say one thing, that you know how this so he's a stand-up comedian and I teach. Okay, so how this show came into existence was this, that we thought that our professions are very similar to each other. Okay, and one of the similarities that I really like is this, that we both professions think that, you know, they are creating a huge difference in the world. All right, but that's the delusion that we share. So that's how this show came into being, and I really enjoyed myself. That's what I wanted to say. This was my first time doing this whole process, and I wanted to do something new, and I really had a great time. I hope you people also had a great time with us.
Yes.
So
yeah, guys, the floor is open if anyone wants to say anything, but I'll just make a couple of announcements. In the chat, I have left her LinkedIn profile, my LinkedIn profile. You can also follow me on Instagram. And like, I understand this was a PhD specific shows, but I do Zoom shows like 6 days a week. So if in case you guys want to join, I've left the link of a WhatsApp group where you can join, or you can subscribe on my website as well. Otherwise, I've left my LinkedIn profile and her LinkedIn profile if you would like to follow us there. And if you have any objections about what the content we did, please keep them to yourself.
Good one.
But, yeah. But if you have anything else to say, you feel free. And in case it is too long, I will just quietly leave the call and you guys can continue. But like on a honest note, like, you can be brutally honest here. Did you guys like the show, or any positive or negative, or anything that you feel could have been better?
So Gaurav, I had a question. How do you know so much about PhDs without doing? But I mean, whatever you said was true. So it was as if you've done a PhD yourself.
Like, वो होता है ना, learn from others' mistakes.
People are not doing that.
Do you wish you did a PhD, Garv?
Do you think
I'm
after
missing-
writing all these jokes, like,
Don't you want to join the club?
You could do
Plus,
PhD on PhD students.
Yeah, that
Huh,
could.
but I could also choose something more important.
Oh God.
Like, I could still consider a PhD on memes. But then I Googled and found out that somebody had actually done it and somebody had written books on memes. And that's when I realized the easiest way to make the most interesting thing boring is to do research.
PhD on it.
God,
Like,
think
imagine-
about it.
See, this is the multi-level pyramid scheme I was talking about. They just want to suck you into the black hole because they're also in there and there's no going back.
So you see, you are feeling so powerful as being a Zoom admin, but our supervisors, if you become a supervisor, they are the most powerful.
Yes,
Think
that's true.
about it.
True. I agree. Matlab, there is far more power there. But
It's a super massive black hole.
matlab, like, imagine asking someone who has 2 masters and is doing a PhD in astrophysics to get you coffee, which is something you would probably ask someone who's just 12th grade to do it.
Very-
It's very powerful. But then it's not powerful enough for me to agree to be poor for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'd just like to add something here.
Cry.
Really,
You made us live
like,
through those things again.
Yeah, please, one by one. First, Jessica started, so I'll let that and Chetanam after.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I just wanted to add that thank you so much for coming up with this idea. I mean, I'm still in the process of writing my thesis, which is not going to, I know that I'm not going to get that, but then it was great because it's morning for me here and waking up to know that, oh, I'm going to attend a comedy show on PhD by one of my, so Amrita is my senior, by the way, by one of my seniors is like a big deal. I mean, I'm like, I'm for me, it's like, okay, you can do something like this as well, you know, more than PhD or just like getting stuck in the black hole, as you guys mentioned. And I thoroughly enjoyed all your jokes. I don't want this to be like a vote of thanks, but I have to like leave quickly. But thank you so much. And please keep it coming, Amrita and Garv. Both you guys seem to have a friendship already built. So keep this coming and like make it infectious as much as possible. I just thoroughly loved it. And thank you all for being here. I think, I don't know, Mr. Nicholas, but listening to Garv's jokes and watching Mr. Nicholas's video was like the essence of it because he was in the lab doing his experiments on the video. That was like, this is the best thing and you can like have someone do PhD, but then like listen to PhD jokes. It was great. Thank you so much. And love being
Thanks,
here.
Jessica. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Jessica.
much for coming.
Okay, she's left. So now you realize that the curse of being a PhD is that even if a small sentence eventually becomes a paragraph.
Guys,
What?
on a lighter note, did you just have vodka from that bottle?
No.
Just-
It's a Jack Daniels bottle with water in it.
God.
Oh,
You can read if you want to. It's
you're just
Jack
fooling
Daniels.
everybody, girl.
See, that's what I do in like I do comedy shows a lot because I'm a full-time comedian. So that's what fucks with people. They're like, and sometimes like if I'm performing for the US audiences, then it's morning for them or reverse for that matter. So it just fucks with people that he's having alcohol in the middle of the show, and how does that work? Chetna ma'am, you wanted to say something as well, please. Now is the time.
No,
And
looking at the bottle, I wondered it has to be an engineer or a PhD, you know, drinking during the session. So I think it's gutsy. But Amrita told us it's a comedy session. And I think for the first time I was laughing with people and not on myself, or rather people laughing at me because I'm a PhD. So good. But dude, you brought tears in my eyes, man. It's like that emoji who's laughing, but the tears are flowing. Like you made me live that entire thing again. I thought I left it behind. So not fair.
I'm sorry you had to go through the trauma in a comedy show.
Yeah, totally. I don't know how many of them felt it, but the good part at least we all were laughing. It's like, "Arey, isko bhi yahi takleef thi," so it was not just just me, so I'm happy. Like other people are also in pain. How sadist am I sounding? But that's okay.
Yeah.
So that's the basic. Like we have comedy में one basic fundamental principle, and its comedy is all about truth and pain.
Next time we should invite our mentors.
Yes, please do.
Just for mentor. And you got to be there repeating these jokes. So because
Then
the
you're
ones who
never
have
getting your
already
PhD.
no,
Then
the
none
ones
of
who
us will
already
get
have
a
the
PhD.
PhD could take that risk and save
Whatever the
others.
rest of us poor souls.
Chetan,
Ah,
why
I-
do
I
you
don't-
think that I let him do all the mentor jokes? I
No,
was like,
I'm
I'm
gonna-
not going to do any of the mentor jokes.
We can't. Our PhDs can be revoked. So the mentors are so powerful. So I'm not gonna take that risk. But you should do that. Invite those people, record the session, and send it to us, please.
Yes,
I'd love
Garv,
to.
please do it. Mentors only comedy.
ठीक
No,
है, so
but
I, anyways,
in the
I-
end, they also had mentors, so they will relate to this.
No, do you realize that then it will become again a pyramid scheme? They will tell me that I want to bring my mentor, you do this.
Exactly.
क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी.
Exactly. क्योंकि स्कॉलर भी कभी मेंटर था. Sorry, कभी मेंटर भी कभी स्कॉलर था.
Mentor उल्टा मत बोल प्लीज, बहुत dangerous है. Thank you guys. I think it's amazing. So please
Chalo,
keep
I'm
How
glad-
did you come up with this idea? This was a good idea today. I mean, very rarely do we have shows on this idea.
हाँ, so मतलब I was speaking to Amrita and she spoke about, like, she was telling sharing her life experiences, and so my कह सकते हो professional hazard is that anything anyone is telling me, I try to find jokes in it. It's like a drummer, you know, even banging the table. Yeah, I agree with the child. So then I realized that okay, like there should be a comedy show, like there can be like, because the experience of thesis is so detailed, there can be an experience a show on it. So we started. I just asked her for more experiences, wrote down a few jokes, and then she realized, okay, I'm serious about this, and then she's like, okay, let's do it. Then we sort of pushed ourselves that we'll put a date, like in November. We said we'll make a public show, because once the show is on now, then you have the pressure कि अब deadline meet करना ही है.
And that's
even
the only
Amrita-
deadline I've ever met. That's the only deadline I've ever met. The Today Show.
So Amrita, you're already a mentor, is it?
Oh no, I didn't mentor. Actually, we mentored each other. So I helped him do writing the jokes by telling
No,
the
you
story.
gave him the content. You gave him
yes,
the
yes.
literature to review. That's
Yes, that's what I did. Yeah.
you're already halfway there.
And she knew that, and she knew that I will not read anything, so she had to verbally dictate it to me.
Amrita, why
So you,
why
I told you,
almost
girl,
doctor?
you should get an honorary degree.
So from an engineer to a comedian, what were the skill sets, Garv?
Just be a politician first.
So Amrita, why almost Dr. Amrita Bansal? Because your defense committee asked you, so what?
Sir, I think once, even if I get my degree also, after that also my mentor is gonna ask me the same question, like, so what? I've been defending that question since my proposal defense. Until now, the question remains the same. So yeah, that's what is happening. I haven't got my degree yet, so he thought, just let's put doctor. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. So he was like, okay, put almost doctor. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So yeah. But yeah, so I think all of us, while doing this thing, I thought that we are so stuck with our own world, and I'm not complaining about our world. Like, I really love what we do, but the world of our academicians, we are so stuck in it. We never try to see other things that also we can do. So while doing this process of it was really great. So I was telling him yesterday only that I don't know if the show will go bad or good. I don't know about that, but I really enjoyed the process of it. So yeah.
So it was a great show, very well conceptualized.
Sorry?
It was a great show, very well conceptualized.
I'm glad, and matlab,
Thank you so much.
like, I don't know, like I personally felt we reached more people than we were planning to. But if you feel there are more people who might want to attend, we'd be happy to do a second edition in January probably.
Yes.
You should do that.
Because we have a popular mentor. It helps.
Yes, I'm all great. I'm truly grateful for that, of course. But
You great. So would love to see you together again.
so thank you so much, ma'am. Anything else anyone would like to say, or should we call it an evening?
I think can I add something?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Yeah. So actually, many of us, it was a great show. Let me first state that. So many of us are research scholars as well as academicians. So if we can have a similar show involving our experiences as academicians, as assistant professors, how we are dealing with our students, especially after this pandemic has
Pandemic.
caused us to move into this online teaching mode. So I think that would be great.
Sure, sir.
Sir,
Like if you, so the WhatsApp group I've just left. Like if you want, I'll leave my phone number also there. We can probably connect,
Yeah.
and if there are enough people willing to attend, I'd be happy to write that show.
Okay.
yes.
I'll
Got a
just
mentor here.
There were like couple of jokes that were related to professorship or being the new professor in the college, but then we were like it was deviating from the PhD thing. So
yeah.
yes, yeah,
So
that's
if
a
it
good.
is more focused that way, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
And if you and sir, if you have any literature related to that, please.
This is exactly like when we present our paper, when we present our thesis, then people tell us that I think you should refer this topic also. Like this can be also an interesting thing if you can add to your work. So it is exactly like that. Give me other ideas for other shows. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Right.
So I guess we'll call it a night, guys. I've just left those like social media handles and my phone number there as well. So if you guys want to reach out, or if you're interested in generic shows as well, even if you're across the world, so I've started running a group for Europe, and I'll probably start another for US next week. So you can just message me, and I'll link you to the right groups for that. And thank you so much once again, guys, for coming. I had a great time, and I'm really grateful that we did this.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.